guys, this is Adam Gussow coming at you with a lesson, what I'm going to call fantastic train rhythm for beginners. Now I want to warn you, number one, we're using a key of A harmonica. So if you're a beginner who has a key of C, you're going to hate on me, you're going to go dislike, but that's your problem, not my problem. I'm going to tell you right now that if you want to do train rhythms, and if you want to be a serious blues harmonica player, you need at least 2 different keys of harmonicas. So the little letter up here, that's the A, that's the A, that's the C, right? You want to be a real harp player, got to have at least a couple. I'm so glad that I started with an A, because each one requires you to do different things with your mouth to adjust the shape to get the best possible sound. So here is an A. Harp, I happen to use Hohner Marine Band. I happen to endorse these, but I've been playing them for more than 40 years, so one would hope that a guy who endorses would actually love and play. It's a beginner's harp as well as a professional harp. What was I doing in order to make that train? Well, let's be honest. A train rhythm is one of the very first things that anybody ever figured out how to do on the harmonica. There's lots of different ways of doing these. I have one that I call the fa-ta-ta, which is more of a fox chase. And again, I'm using the A harp. But I want to show you today what I call the Nucca Tukka. Now it's a little tricky. Beginners can do it, but you may not get it right away. So I want to warn you, please don't go dislike because it's too hard. I'm warning you, it's a little tricky, but I'm going to try to take you through it. So if you want a chord rhythm, you want to be able to get holes 1, 2, and 3. And so the first thing to do might be to actually sound hole 1, hole 1 draw, pull the air in, hole 2, and hole 3. Once you've done that, so you know, sounds sort of like playing a trumpet or something, right? Doing taps or a reveille. It's those 3 notes. So let's go 1, 2, 3. On our A harp. If you want to get a nice big full sound, you want to have your jaw dropped a little. Well, actually in this case I'm not going to worry about dropping the jaw because we don't want to necessarily have a full sound. We want to have a slightly thinner, more percussive sound, so actually having the jaw up. Now, what am I doing there? What am I doing to make it kind of cluck and chuck and tuck? Well, actually, syllables are really important. Making syllables with your mouth. So yes, if you want to make a train sound, we're talking about percussive, also known as staccato or staccato if you were talking Italian, sort of classical. Staccato, which means interrupted. It means it's not legato, it's not flowing. It means you're making it percussive and quick, of course. So you can breathe the chord in, but let's do, first thing we're going to do is you're going to go tuck. You're going to say tuck. But now when I say tuck, I'm blowing air out. What would happen if you tried to say tuck while you're drawing air in? Tuck, tuck. It would sound more like duck. Duck, duck, go, go. Duck, duck, go, go. Can you say that breathing in? Duck, duck, go, go. That might be the way to start it. And then put the harmonica in front of your mouth. It's actually that easy. Duck, duck, go, go. And just cut that down to duck, duck, which is sort of like tuck, tuck. So what am I doing? I'm taking my tongue and kind of sucking it off the roof of my mouth. Duck, 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 while I'm breathing in. Can you do that for me? Go ahead. All right, well that sounds okay. This is called making it quack, sort of. And we're going to make the holes 1, 2, 3. It's okay if hole number 4. But it's essentially you get holes 1, 2, and 3. Clucking. All right. So the first thing is just to go duck, duck. Now, first cool move on this rhythm is to go duck and duck, duck, duck. So here's what happens when I go tuck or duck, drawing in. two different places on my tongue actually hit. It starts with the tip of my tongue on the roof of my mouth, but then to make the k in duck or tuck, it's the back of your tongue. It's more closer to the back of your mouth. And when you release that second back part of your tonguing, when you release it, you get an And it tends to want to then elaborate into sort of a full chord. So that's okay, but really what I want you to do is just do it quick. If you slow it down, it goes ducka. Can you do that? All of these are essential elements of the rhythm we're trying to assemble. So if you could repeat that rhythm, tucka 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 tucka, breathing in. Again, remember, breathing in. Tucka 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 tucka. More like ducka 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 ducka. Tucka 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 tucka. Here, tucka tucka tucka. Now, if you start to get, playing around is good because it gets you familiar with kind of what your mouth is doing. And again, this is different from normal non-trained song rhythm playing. This is a particular way that we get a percussive, repeatable percussive attack on the chord. So that's tucka, or nucca. I often find saying nucca, but it feels more like tucka. Anyway, nucca. And then what happens if you do the same thing breathing out? And you go tucka. And suddenly, it's starting to sound like it could actually become a train rhythm. Nucka or ducka, and then tucka. Nucka, ducka, nucka, or ducka, drawing in. Let's call it ducka. Ducka, and then tucka. Whoa! We got it! How about just that much? Remember, drawing in, and then blowing out. Now, there's a couple of subtleties. So you've gotten it. Can you do that? Okay. There's a couple of subtleties. It's a little bit like aligning your wheels on your car. You can get that car on the road. It will drive, but it may, as you start to go faster, it may have a wobble. And you want to smooth out the wobbles. You want to get everything in alignment, right? In alignment. So watch what I do. First of all, actually, I'm tapping my foot. That would be a good idea for you. So that's the beat. But now watch this. Let's see if you can figure out what I'm doing to make it all streamlined together. What am I doing? Can you tell? That's right. I'm breathing. I'm releasing my lips from the harp on the out breath. I'm going tucka, but I'm going. Now, why do I do that? Well, it just makes things smoother. My feeling is that the harp is slightly more efficient getting air in than it is getting air out. That when you pass through the draw reeds, it seems to come in a little easier than blowing it through the blow reeds. So if you want to maintain air equilibrium, as much air going in as going out, and that's crucial if you don't want to run out of breath, then I think it's important to let the harp fall away a little bit from your lips. It also adds a really cool sound. You can kind of stress that out breath, that tucka going out. It almost sounds like, I mean, some of the old harp guys will do this sort of thing. Actually, now there, instead of going tucka out, I went out. Nucka or ducka in and tuh. But I want tucka. you'll notice a lot of wobbliness around my lips. Just watch it close. And I'll tell you, I want to warn you right now. Now, I've been playing for 40 years. I've been doing this rhythm, versions of it for 40 years and more. But if I haven't practiced it a lot, and I haven't practiced it a lot recently, if I'm not really working towards a performance of this, I tend to play more amplified, kind of less traditional country blues kind of stuff. But this is a really important rhythm, partly because it trains stuff that doesn't otherwise get trained. But here's what, trained, that sounds like a pun. Here was my point. My point is that when you begin to assemble this, if you're a beginning player, it ain't gonna hold together. You're gonna fall off. It's like who laid these rails? It's like train's gonna fall off this way, fall off that way. So expect that. Take a deep breath, start again. Don't go too fast. Don't try to make that train, DeFord Bailey said, most people can get their train up to 95. Mine goes 110. Now, I think that was his famous. So DeFord Bailey would be a guy that I'll try to give you a link to DeFord Bailey. Anyway, so that is the train rhythm. One last thing, once you get that rhythm, let's just keep it, that train cruising along, not too fast. Of course, you can open your hands if you want. And I'm starting to lose it in little points because I'm focusing on the hand. So again, watch me and you'll see the problems you're going to run into. But how about the whistle? That would be the 3 and the 4-hole draw. You should get them nice and even. So they sound like one beautiful note. One beautiful 2-note thing. And if you know how to bend it all, what I like to do is I kind of call it making it wheeze. So actually, when I played with Sterling McGee on Freedom for My People, which is it's on the U2 album Rattle and Hum, you may recognize me from that. I don't have the cowboy hat on, but when I did that, I was using those 2 notes. Go and look for Freedom for My People and you'll find that little riff. Anyway, that's the riff I'm doing. And experiment with speed, experiment with going softer and louder. Okay, I think this is enough for this beginning lesson. What am I calling it? Fantastic train rhythm for harmonica. If you like what you've heard, please like this video. Maybe you want to think about subscribing to the channel, let your friends know about it, and I have a website called modernbluesharmonica.com, and you can find, it's easy to find my lessons there, or just go to TradeBit, T-R-A-D-E-B-I-T, where I have lessons, and I have a lesson on this, which has a tab sheet. So there's all kinds of things you can find. Just go to TradeBit and go Gussow, Train, TradeBit. That would be the way to find it. All right, see you down the line. Bye-bye.